Right, I'm delighted to welcome you to an initiative of Master Swimming Canada, an educational initiative, in this case a training film that incorporates how to bring in sprint training into workouts for Master Swimming. This is a new venture for Master Swimming, which we hope will be the first of many. I do hope you find this production worthwhile.
When the City of Montreal prepared to welcome visitors from all over the world for Expo 67, Mayor Jean Drapeau had a unique vision for a site, a man-made island in the middle of the St. Lawrence River. In 2005, a state-of-the-art outdoor aquatic facility was built there to host the FINA World Championships.
Hello swimmers and coaches. My name is Robin Ouimet from Sela Creations and head coach of the Westmount YMCA Masters Swim Team in Montreal. On behalf of Masters Swimming Canada, welcome to a long course practice at the Jean Drapeau Aquatic Complex in Montreal. Our coach today, Martin Levine, is a former British national champion and a scholarship athlete in Division I of the NCAA. In 2009, at age 38, he was the fastest Masters swimmer in Quebec, setting a Canadian national record in the 50 meters free in the process. I'm very lucky to have Martin as a colleague at the Westmount Y. His innovative idea of a team goal for the Million Meters Challenge has united our swimmers as they push to swim around the world in a year, anchoring our club in the top 5 in Canada. As a sprint specialist, in 2009, Martin coached Ian Smith to national record performances in the 65 to 69 age category, including top 4 times ever swum in the world in his age group. Anyone who thinks you can't work hard after 50 hasn't seen Ian suit up for training with his younger teammates.
So today we worked on the fundamentals of sprinting. This should come at a stage in your training cycle where you've got your base level fitness up to a good consistent point where you're not struggling to get through practices and you're now in the focus point, not right before a meet, but a good, let's say, 6 weeks out to roughly around about 2 weeks out from the meet, so that you really focus on your power and your speed.
Today we're going to focus on those 5 key elements. We'll start with a warm-up and then do a short activation set. We'll then go into our main set, high intensity speed work, an active recovery set, and then a warm down.
We're going to go 6 100s free on 145. This is your activation set. I want you to work sort of semi-hard, but the key things here are focus on your breathing. I want you to breathe every 2-4 strokes or every 3-5. Depending if you breathe bilaterally or if you breathe on the same side. This is to enable you to put yourself in an oxygen debt and get into a good rhythm. So stretch out, maybe that extra second, just think of yourself pushing out, and then high elbow recovery. Try and get your hand as close to your head as it goes past, okay? By imagining that you're a puppet with a drawstring coming out of your elbow, and a puppeteer is lifting your elbow up and moving your elbow forwards, helps to give you a relaxed arm recovery. It will enable your hand to enter the water directly in front of your shoulder rather than you thinking about your hand, thus creating lateral movements from going side to side. As they're on numbers, let's say 4, 5 and 6, as they start to tire and rather than staying tight and high, they're now starting to swing their arms around the side, and there you'll see more lateral movements on their strokes rather than forward moving motions. It's important whenever we're sprinting and whenever we're swimming all our strokes that we relax all the muscles that are not contributing to your forward propulsion at all times. Strong push-offs, good streamlines off the wall, keep your head down and over-accentuate your rotation and high elbow positions.
I'm late into Masters. I started at age 57 because of a bad hip replacement. So I couldn't do what I really wanted to do, so I started at Marianopolis, where it was a sort of triathlon team, and I had been a sprinter 40 years ago. So it got me fit, but didn't get me speed. Whereas with Martin here, the big difference has been he was an NCAA sprinter in the States. And he brought the sprinting expertise. That made a massive difference. So, you know, it's been good to have Martin there for fine-tuning. I mean, I always had good coaches before. They were like, not complaining, it got me in shape, but he's been able to tune us for the big meets really well.
Next, we're working on a 200 meters. We're going to work here on 25 streamline kick, where I want your kick to be with as straight legs as possible, trying not to bend at the knee. If you do that, when you push off the wall, you're creating a huge amount of drag. And I know you think that you're gonna do a really big kick and you're gonna kick really hard, and you are gonna put a lot of effort in, but you're gonna put all this effort in to go 3 steps forward, and then the amount of drag you've created is gonna take you 2 steps back. So by keeping the legs straight and hardly bending at the knee, point your toes in so that you get as much propulsion from your feet as you can. We're then going to go 25 touch catch-up, where I want you to concentrate on your head position being down in the water. Your goggle strap should be vertical. We should be able to see that goggle strap vertical from the side as we view. That will ensure that you're looking at the bottom of the pool. And take each hand to come forward and touch the other hand before you start to pull. This enables you to get the full rotation of hips and shoulders at the same time. We'll then come back with 50 meters freestyle, distance per stroke, keeping that same head position, that same rotation, that same leg kick, but being in a relaxed body with an almost full stroke speed. Find your own little space, and we're just going to do 10 explosive bobs. Go all the way down to the bottom, into a squat position, and then really push off as hard as you can and get as high out of the water as you can. You will find that if you don't stay in the same place, you're jumping either forwards or sideways. This requires you to work more and activate your core stomach muscles to ensure that you stay in balance and you jump straight from the bottom and you fall straight down in the same place, which is exactly what happens as you're going into the turn and you're going to push off on your turn. It's the strong core that's going to keep you straight and angled, so that as you push off the wall, you're going to go straight off rather than pushing off and heading off in the lane rope or wherever. So again, as we do this exercise, you've really got to try and keep the core tight, so that as you're going up, that core's tight and you're pushing so that you fall straight back down, okay?
I am an injured masters swimmer. I have disc problems and some back issues that have taken me out of competition. So it's very important for me to keep my technique and my stroke together so that I can continue to enjoy swimming for hopefully a really long time. I love practices like this because it helps me to focus on my stroke during short, quick sprints as well as active recovery. And basically I can't do butterfly kicks off the wall or anything too aggressive, so I do a lot of technique work.
So the next set we're going to do is 4 50s. We're going to work these at 200 meter pace, so not flat out, but I want a good strong pace. For the first 50, we're going to do the whole 50 at 200 meter pace. For the second 50, we're going to do 35 meters at 200 meter pace, and then back down the last 15 meters to just stretch out, swim distance per stroke, but keep your head in the same place. On the third 50, we're going to swim 25 meters at 200 meter pace. The last 50, swim 15 meters at 200 pace, and then 35 meters, stretching out distance per stroke. It's important for us to start to realize that our stroke needs to stay the same good, buoyant, high position, whether we swim fast or we're swimming easy.
I've been swimming about 30 years masters with maybe a 10-year hiatus I took. I'm back about 3 years now, maybe 2.5 years. And I guess it was the team that drew me into it, this team. It's got a lot of depth in coaching. It's got a lot of very serious swimmers. So I think it was the team that got me in. It's the third Masters team I've swam on.
We're now just going to go 250s, easy backstroke. All I want you to do is relax, stretch out. Your lat muscles have been working hard as we sprint and you start to get lactic acid. We want to stretch those as much as possible. On the way up, just swim easy backstroke. On the way back, pull on the lane rope. One arm, just stretch as far as you can, just pull on the lane rope. So left arm pulls on the lane rope, right arm just pull backstroke just like normal. This will also help you to rotate from side to side. When coaching masters, we find that we have a varied range of abilities within each lane. And not always necessarily are the fastest swimmers our youngest swimmers. It's important when constructing your practice that your practice is challenging enough to push your fastest swimmers, but we also must realize that some of lesser able swimmers in the lane, they may either be recovering from injuries or they might not just be up to that level of fitness yet. So it's important to make sure that these swimmers, we encourage them to take a break and rest and recover rather than push themselves too hard and possibly further injure themselves within the practice. Yeah, if that means that you have to step out and rest for one, then that's what you need to do. Do you think you can improve?
Oh, well, yeah, I know I can improve. I mean, I'm also losing it. You know, my left shoulder doesn't work like it used to and all the rest of it. So, you know, you got to improve just to stay the same, right?
All right, very good. So when sprinting, we need to push off the wall explosively and carry as much speed and momentum off the wall. To do that, start concentrating on accelerate your first 4 strokes off the wall. Keep your head down, push your chest down and about 1 centimeter to 1 inch in the water and accelerate those first 4 strokes. You may find that you're slightly spinning in the water, but as you push down on the water more than stretch out, it will help keep your body position high so that you transfer more of the speed and momentum off the wall for an extra 2 or 3 yards down the pool. These next 4 50s are going to be 15 meters all out. Super strong push-offs the wall, tight streamlines. Keep your head down, don't breathe, and I want you to sprint for 15 meters. The remaining 35, just keep that head still. Don't get sloppy and move your head around. Keep your head still and just stretch out. Just slow your turnover down so that we keep that same good body position whether we swim fast or we swim slow. You're pushing off in an upward motion. Well, the race is that way. It's not up towards the sky. So get your feet up higher. When you push off, your feet need to be where your hips are going to be so that you push off straight, powerful, and you go off the wall. So just after the sprints, we're going to do 150 meters. In this, swim it distance per stroke. Keep your head down and your good rotation, so shoulders and hips rotating at the same time. Do not overkick on this. As I say, this is recovery, but active recovery. That's what we've been working on this whole practice, is power off the wall and body position, so that you can transfer more of your speed and momentum down the lane so that your rate of decline or rate of deceleration is a lot less, so that you maintain high speed further throughout each lap. We're now going to do our last bit of the hard, super intense part, okay? 4 50s, 15 meters, blasting off the wall. Keep your head still. Try not to breathe for that 15 meters. The remaining 35, just stretch out long and steady. He's kaput. I think he's kaput. Okay, your fly is good. The things that we have to work on are the turn, and as we were saying earlier, working on your core, getting your turn so that as your hands touch, your feet are already moving towards the wall, your knees are moving towards the wall, dragging your feet so that that turn is actually a faster rotation and your feet can get higher on the wall, so then when you push off with higher feet, you'll push off at a steeper angle to go down and fly kicks to bring you up powerful to the surface. 50 fly was okay, but the turn is where we can improve.
Right.
Okay? Good job. For the ones who are staying in, we're going to go 4 100s IM. Numbers 1 and 3, you swim 30 meters fly and 30 meters free, 20 meters back and breast. Numbers 2 and 4, you swim 20 meters fly and free, 30 meters back and breast. You got it? That's 60 on the seconds, not 60 on the minutes.
Julia, where do you want to go? Do you want me to go?
Here we go.
Hi, my name's Julia. I'm a new Masters swimmer. I just turned 18 and I got introduced to the Masters by my father, who has been swimming on this team for a while now. And so far it's been a lot of fun and I'm excited to keep going.
In order to get the most out of your swimmers, they've got to be able to swim at a very high intensity and try and push the envelope to race pace conditions in practice. Whilst this is very difficult, it can be done as long as the amount of recovery between the high intensity is enough so that the swimmer can get their heart rate back down and feel as if they can go at 100% again. What we did today, we tried to ensure that by only going 50s all out, and within those 50s, reducing the element of speed so that there is recovery there, and then following up with the active recovery set, which helps to lengthen the stroke, keep good body position, so that we're ready to sprint over and over again. This will help your anaerobic endurance so that your speed over the duration of the race will be as good as it possibly can be.